everybody. Welcome back to another episode of God Built This Podcast. I'm your host, Maxine, and we're on episode 114. That just came out my mouth so smooth. Pause. No, okay, so which topic do I want to start off with? Which topic do I want to start off with? Okay, let's talk about this joke of a nigga I met a few weeks ago at a comedy show, the stand-up comedy open mic little spot that I go to, that I frequent at. And here's the thing with me. When I had to start off like that, here's the thing with me. I really don't be looking, right? I really don't. I could go anywhere by myself with a friend and just be there for the vibes, for the good time, for the experience. I'm not looking at nobody. Okay? I'm not looking at anybody. And but though I'm not going in with the intention to hope I meet somebody. No. Though I'm not going with that intention, I'm also aware of just the energy that's in the room or in the environment that I'm in. So that's just to set us up, okay? So I go to this spot with my friend, and this is a stand-up comedy event, a local event that happens weekly nearby, in a local area in Houston, Texas. And as I sit down, I get there first before my friend. And me, I could go anywhere by myself, so it wasn't even like a weird, oh my gosh, I'm by myself. Like, I'm totally fine being by myself. Like, I love my own company. I'm good. It's fine. And I've been there before, so I'm already comfortable with the environment, so it's not an issue. So I'm there, and I make conversation naturally with a couple of people who were already seated, including the host, as well as a few one of the comics who was going to go up on stage and, deliver her jokes. And this other man, let's call him acting nigga. Let's call him acting nigga. Yeah, let's do that. Should I call him actor nigga? Actor or acting? Let's say actor nigga. Let's call him that. And the reason why I'm calling him that, just hold on to that, okay? There's a reason behind it, okay? So I'll call him actor nigga. And so I'm seated. We're talking about comedy. We're talking about just jokes all around. And I noticed actor nigga, he's seated with us, and he's not making any eye contact with me. Just weird. Just kind of like, okay, like, are you okay? So everyone else is friendly, making eye contact, saying hello, getting to know you. Hey, what you about type of thing. So the woman who was with us, she ends up walking inside to get a drink. So now it's me and just actor nigga, and I'm still waiting for my friend to arrive. So I'm seated there, and me, at least you should know me by now, I'm very friendly, or I have an approachable aura to me. Like I look friendly enough to approach, I'm very approachable enough. So, unless you're this weirdo, awkward person, then maybe I'm not approachable enough for you. But generally I am. So he sits near me now instead of in front of me, and he sits near me, and he's what he do? So he's sitting near me, and then he finally starts chalking up conversation with me. So he asks me my name. I say Maxine. I get his name. Asks me what I do. Before I even got to answer what I do, I have my whole spiel. Oh, I'm a teacher. He cut me off and was like, wait, can I just ask, are you... No, first he asked me, how old am I? Do you mind if I ask how old you are? And I'm always a type, I don't feel like there should be shame with age. I think age to be the age that you are, however old or young, whatever your age is, there's usually this shame people like to attach to getting older, but I think it's a privilege. I think it's an honor. I think it's a blessing to be older. So I don't think it's a weird thing. I don't think it's faux pas to ask a woman her age. I think that's just so childish. Like, girl, if you're 30, you're 30. So anyway, so I'm like, oh, I'm 30. He's like, okay. And he's like, well, can I just ask, do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a boyfriend? Like, super quick, like, boom. And then it clicked. It clicked in my mind. And it's not to sound conceited, but it just clicks. It explains why prior to the woman who was a part of our conversation, prior to her leaving and him being a part of our conversation, he was not making eye contact with me because he was nervous. He was trying to feel me out. He was trying to chalk up enough energy to even talk to me, and he wanted to be confident. Like, I just felt all of this energy, and it all made sense, because to instantly ask me, do I have a boyfriend, it just made me feel like, okay, he's interested, okay, he wants to see what's what, and I'm just like, ugh, not really interested at all. So he asked me that. I say no, because I don't, right? Not technically. So I say no, and I'm ready for the whole, why don't you have a boyfriend? I don't fucking know. I'm ready. I was asked that question by another guy a few days later, but can I just give a PSA to all y'all niggas? Can we just talk? Can we just talk for a second? Don't ask, not even every woman, don't ask me ever again, why don't you have a boyfriend? Or you could ask, don't even ask me in another way. There's an alternative way to ask that question. Why are you single? I don't know. I mean, what else do you want me to? Well, I typically come across men who are like, what do you want me to say? I don't know. And then when you say I don't know, you sound very, I feel like it comes across a little just dumb. Like, damn, you don't know, you don't know how to analyze your life. You don't know how to analyze your singlehood or your dating. I don't fucking know. I don't know. And if I go down a rabbit hole of, well, I did like this guy and he did like me and it was going well and then it kind of fell apart, then it just comes across like you're just this disaster of a dating experience. So either way is not favorable. It's not a favorable response. I don't know why I'm single. I don't know. And even saying I don't know is not enough. But I don't know. But no, he didn't ask me that question. But I was ready. I was about to roll my eyes so heavy. But no, he didn't ask me that. So anyway, he's then talking, so that's out of the way. Like, and I felt like he wanted to ask that question because I think ultimately you don't ask that question if you're not interested in somebody, right? Like, otherwise, if I'm talking to somebody, right, a man who I find attractive, let's put it this way. If I'm talking to a man who I don't really find attractive, not to say that he's an unattractive man, but if I'm not personally attracted to you, I could care less if you're dating anybody, right? I'm just having a conversation with you, But if I'm attracted to you, if I like your aura, your vibe, and I'm physically attracted to you on top of all of the other ways to be attracted to somebody, then I will be curious to know, man, is he available? Is he, emotionally ready for me? Like, I will immediately start thinking those things. But I don't think those things if I'm not at all interested, right? If I'm not interested, then I don't give a fuck. I really don't care if I see you ever again. Like, it's fine. So he asked me that question, so I immediately it just made sense to me why he wasn't making eye contact with me before, because I felt like he was just nervous or maybe trying to put up enough energy to talk to me in a way. And it's really not to sound conceited, y'all. I noticed a pattern with some men that I come across who act this way. It's typically because they're interested and they want to just kind of feel the waters out. Because had I said, oh, I am in a serious relationship, right? Had I said that, then his energy would have been totally different. He would have been totally cold and just not, he would have walked away at the most. He would have walked away. So, boom, green light is lit in his mind, right? Someone says they're not, they don't have a boyfriend and you're attracted to somebody, then, oh my gosh, this is my way in. This is the opportunity. This is amazing. Woo, woo. So I'm just sitting there like, here we go. What are you gonna say next? What's this nigga gonna say next? So he just wanted to get that out of the way. So he gets it out of the way. We then start talking about his apparent, and let me say alleged, not even apparent, because apparent makes it seem like it's actually really happening based off of what he says. Alleged makes it questionable. So I'm gonna say alleged because at this point I don't believe anything anymore from what I experienced with this guy, just the brief moment that we had. So, and I'm gonna, because I did a whole, anyway, let's get into it. So, allegedly, he's a writer. Well, I'm sure he's a writer, right? Naturally. But he is allegedly in this class that's led by this actor who is known for her role in, I'm not going to say the name of the show, but known for her role in a famous Cosby-esque show. Let me just say that. Okay? If you want to know, hit me up. But, so she's known for her role. I really appreciated her role in that show. She represented women who look like me, another hint. But I really love that show as well. So when he was telling me about his classes or his just opportunity to learn by her or being led by her somehow, I was really excited. Like, wow, this man is in this writing field, and he's writing TV shows, or he's a part of a team that's writing TV shows. All of this is exciting to hear and to listen to, and I was just really engaged naturally, just because writing for TV shows, writing a movie, all of that stuff is intriguing for me. It's something that I would love to be a part of. It's a career move that I would love to transition into. One of the new career moves that I would love to transition into. And meeting him, like, it lit a bulb in my mind. Like, wow, maybe this could be an opportunity to just see what this life could look like, or to see how he started, and just to meet people in the field that I'm interested in merging into, so I just see it as a great networking opportunity. So I did not see him as someone who I was necessarily attracted to. I know when I'm attracted to somebody, right? I know when I am trying to see what's what. It wasn't like he wasn't that, right? So, and also I'm just more so putting more energy towards someone else than I would be to anyone else. And let me just give y'all a little something about me. And I said this before in an older episode of this podcast. I cannot spread my eggs. Huh, Maxie? What does that mean? Listen to this. Just stick with me, okay? All you male listeners, please stay on. I cannot spread my eggs. And what I mean by that is, how the whole saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I'm the basket. I cannot not do that. When I like somebody, and that's it. I don't want to see anybody. I don't even see anybody. Like, sure, I can see attractive people around. Right? Sure, I can notice attractive person. I don't see you though. Like, cause my eggs are in the basket. Do you hear me? Like, does that make sense? I can't fake the funk. I used to say, like, man, I would love to be able to, like, go out on dates with multiple guys, not at the same time, of course, but like if I'm talking to one person, I could also talk to another person, and I just can't fake the funk, because at the end of the day, I like one more than the other, right? I feel like I can't equally like somebody the same, and there will be a hierarchy. So why not just rest assured in the man who is at the top of the hierarchy than putting energy towards these little freaking peasants or peasants who's at the bottom. I can't spread my eggs. I can't. It's so hard for me. And I'm just also a very genuine person. When I like you, I like you. And it's hard for me to say I like you to somebody, share my feelings, and be vulnerable and be intimate with one person and do the same thing with somebody else, or even try to build the same thing with somebody else. It doesn't make sense to me. And I wish I could be that girl. Sometimes I wish, like, damn, how do some girls do it? Like, they go on multiple dates and they're having a good time with nigga B, when I've been on a date with nigga B and I'm like, damn, I really like man A. Man A wouldn't do that. Nigga B would. Like, it's just, I'm more impressed by someone else than I could even allow myself to be impressed by the next person. So anyway, where was I? So anyway, so he's talking about how he's in this writing class. He's writing for or he's a part of a team that's writing for a TV show. This group is led by this woman, this actress who is known for her role in a Cosby-esque type show. And I'm really excited. Like, that's awesome. That's really dope. And I'm like, the way I am, when I'm happy for somebody, I'm really genuinely happy for you. Like, wow, that's really dope. That's a great opportunity. Like, I'm really happy for you. And I just met this man. Just met him. Don't know shit about you. Don't know where you came from. But I'm really happy for you. That's a great opportunity. Shout out to you. So I'm sitting in my seat. And I'm showing excitement. I'm like really excited. Showing it in my face. All of that. And he's like, shh. He responds that way. He's like, shh. And I'm like, what? Why? He's like, no, you can't be letting everybody know. You got to keep it on the DL. You can't let everybody know. And I'm looking at him like, what? So, red flag for me, because I feel like now you're a liar. And it was a red flag in that moment. I didn't let myself analyze it right then and there. But later on, I thought about it. I'm like, why would you be in secrecy, or what is it that is needed to be in secrecy about your writing pursuits? And I'm not saying you have to, because when people who are acting in shows and they can't really tell all about the project, or they can't share the spoiler, right? Of course, that's fine. But nigga, I promise you, this is not on NBC right now. Like, it's like, I promise you, me reacting and being excited for you is not going to call everyone around us to listen to what our conversation is and record you, and you're going to get in trouble for telling this project that you're on. Nigga, shut the fuck up. Like, it was just unnecessary the way he reacted, and I just didn't appreciate that, and it made me feel like what you're telling me is a lie. Like, you're probably chalking it up to be something bigger than it is. And I don't like that. So, red flag. Okay. I'm still like excited for him. Like, that's a great opportunity. Just met this guy, but I'm still generally happy for him. And as I'm about to leave, I spent a good 2-3 hours at the spot just watching comedy and comics go up and, deliver their jokes. So I'm like, what? I thought to myself, like, well, he's in this writing field. He's in this class led by this actress whose work I admire. Maybe he's a great opportunity to get a way in, an entryway in, a contact in. So let me exchange contact with him. Mind you, he never asked me for my number. He didn't get to that point. The show just started, and I think maybe that opportunity was missed. But I thought to myself, prior to me leaving, I do want to get his information so that we could network. So as soon as I'm about to go, I speak to him again. I'm like, hey, I would love to get your contact. Da, da, da. He's like, you could tell in his eye, just like the sparkle. He's like so happy. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's great. And I'm not even trying to, like, I don't know. Like, I hope I didn't come across as someone who was interested in him romantically. I don't know. I feel like in his mind, maybe he thought, oh, great, this is his way in with me romantically. But instead, for me, it was like, that wasn't my intention. My intention was to simply network with this nigga. Like, hey, thank you and goodbye. Like, introduce me to someone else, or like introduce me to this field, or just open the door a little for me, and I'll get myself in, but lead me to the door a little. Maybe he's a networking opportunity. So that was all, and that was at the time. I'm no longer talking to that nigga. That was my intention. So okay, cool. We exchanged social media contact. Fine. The following day, y'all, and I'm gonna, oh my gosh, my phone, hold on, because I need to read everything verbatim. I need to go on my Instagram, because my God in heaven, hallelujah. Okay, I just want to talk about why do niggas go OD? Can we just go there? Why do niggas, say with me, go OD, Maxine? Yes. Why do niggas go OD? Okay, so let's start from the very get-go. So, okay, we exchanged contact. The following day, he hits me up in my DMs. He says, hey, Maxine, how are you? Mind you, this is the time, 4:43 p.m. I'm literally looking at the thing. And I see his message. I know on Instagram it shows the person who sent it that you saw their message, and I didn't respond timely enough, or like I just was busy. And even so, nigga, I'll get to you. I just met you, nigga. I'll get to you. Like, relax. So he says, hey, Maxine, how are you? I didn't respond. He double texts me at 6:19 with 2 question marks, and I'm already triggered, y'all. This is another red flag. So there was already one red flag. The first red flag was him shushing me after me being publicly excited for him for his writing opportunity with this said actress. And second red flag is him double texting me, and the second text being 2 question marks. Don't ever question mark me ever in your life. Let's stop there. We could just end the podcast right here. That's the end of the episode. Don't you ever question mark me ever in your life. Okay? And why does this bother you, Maxine? It bothers me so much. And I'm going to bring it back to Boston Bay, y'all, because everything goes back. It all goes back to, I don't want to say it all goes back, but a lot of the behaviors that I find to be problematic, I don't even like that word, but all the behaviors that I find to be triggering, emotionally abusive, manipulative, all of that stems from Boston Bay, so much so that I spot it immediately. And Boston Bay would do the same damn thing to me. If I didn't respond timely enough according to his time frame, and he would say indirectly, like, damn, you now want to respond. He'll say stuff like that. But if I didn't respond timely enough for him, he would always respond with a double text with some passive aggressive shit. He'll say something like if I didn't respond, he'll double text me and be like, okay, well, you have a good night, Maxine. I'll talk to you another time. Just passive. Like, nigga, I'm busy. I'm not there is this like defense that he needs to always have in order to protect himself, and this is me always psychoanalyzing. This is not me I'm not trying to excuse his behavior, but I always like to understand the reason behind someone's actions. And when you understand the psychology, you understand that it's not about you necessarily. It's really about the person and their lack of security within themselves. So I know that a lot of the things that Boston Bay did towards me in our little situationship is a reflection of himself and not of me and my worth. So when he will double text me, I will always feel like this pressure to respond or to explain myself or to apologize for my tardiness, like I'm a fucking child, like I'm a student at a school. So having this stranger, actor nigga, okay, having him, it's raining outside, having him double text me brings me back to a dark time in my dating life. And it just bothers me so much so because I think there's a lack of, like, there's no sincerity with that. Like, this is instant aggression that I spot and that I feel when someone simply double texts me and they don't even say words. They just say 2 question marks. First of all, who the fuck are you? Can we start there? Who the fuck are you? And especially, who are you to me that you feel comfortable enough to double, like, how dare, like, there is a boundary that has already been crossed that you feel comfortable enough to double text me. Like, and I think it's because there's this anxiety, right? There's this anxiety. I want to talk to her right now. She needs to respond to me right now. Why is she taking so long to respond to me? Respond to me right now. And then this is at 6:19. So 4:43 through 6:19. What's the time? I'm not doing the math, but a little bit of a time passed. He couldn't wait. Like, it's not that deep. I was going to get to you, and I don't have to respond with an explanation, right? I don't know you. I don't even remember your name. Hello? And then your Instagram handle didn't have the first name that you gave me. It had another name attached to it. So I'm like, is this the guy or is this another guy? Like, who's this nigga? Hey, Maxine, how you know my name? So all of that, and the fact that he said my name, and I'm like, does my Instagram have my name on it? I think it does. So anyway, okay, cool. So I finally respond. I'm like, hey, how are you? I'm good. Had a long day at work, just came from working out. And there I go explaining myself because I'm still trying to, like, okay, let me just, right? This is my thing. Boom, here comes the bullshit. Here comes the excessive, annoying, unnecessary, weirdo, heavy, too much, you're doing too much, I just met you shit. Again, my intention with reaching out to him, with networking with him, was to network, right? Was to simply see him as an opportunity, not to be an opportunist, but, see him as an opportunity to get into a field that I'm interested in, right? So he says, oh, I'm okay. I must say, you got me intrigued. You're a special person, giving me good luck already. LOL, but I wanted to know when would the next time you'd be free. We can meet. Can I just start over? Because it's the lack of punctuation, it's the lack of grammar control, it's the lack of command with sentence structure for me. So let's start over, and I'm gonna pause because there's no comma, there's no period for me to pause. I'm going to pause. And one thing about me, I feel like I just think I already told you what I do for work, right? And I already told you specifically the field or the content that I teach. I think at this point, to text me anything but an essay that is grammatically correct and well structured, to text me anything but that is actually disrespectful. To me, it's disrespectful when you don't know how to use your periods. Where's the comma? It's a comma splice here. Fix it. Do you know how to use a semicolon? Is there a conjunction here? Do you want to use a coordinated conjunction? Where is your grammar control? Where is your sentence command? Where is your sentence structure? I need to know, do you have a brain? Okay? He's going on and on. When does the sentence stop? Am I supposed to pause here? Is there an ellipse here? What's going on? Let's start from the beginning. I'm okay. I must say, you got me intrigued. Here we go with the bullshit. And I'm already rolling my eyes like, here we go. What the fuck? Like, intrigue about what, nigga? I just want to talk about the writing field. I just want to talk about how to get a job as a TV writer, TV show writer. So he's like, okay, you're a special person. Okay, thanks. Like, Oh, okay. Giving me good luck already. Okay, so I'm this good luck charm. Got it. Already, LOL. And I hate a LOL type nigga. Mean what you say and own that shit. Walk in that. Even if you feel like you're coming off too strong, even if you feel like you're being foolish, own that shit. Even if you feel like I will not reciprocate, own that shit. Because ultimately, when a man texts me and he's very straightforward and there's no LOL, okay, it's like, ooh, okay. I'll suck your dick, okay? Okay, I'll suck your dick. It's okay, right? But when you're like, LOL, what that mouth do? It's like, ew, nothing anymore. It goes to sleep. It closes and it goes to sleep. That's what it does. Giving me good luck already, LOL. But I wanted to know. First of all, how am I giving you good luck? I just whatever. So, but I wanted to know, why are you saying but here? What are you butting about? So everything that you said before didn't matter anymore because a but erases everything that was said prior. This doesn't even make sense. Where is your sentence command? But I wanted to know, when would the next time you be free? I'm literally reading it verbatim, y'all. When is the next time you be free? We can meet, get some daiquiris, or something on a side note. Something on a side note. Yeah, that's what he said. And I also something on a side note. I also wouldn't mind doing your podcast. I want to unpack a lot of things here. And I already started it, but let's go back a few lines. Okay? Let's talk about, but I wanted to know, when would the next time you be free? Never. We can meet, get some daiquiris. What? Daiquiris? You want to get a daiquiri? I'm sorry. Did you guys hear that? A daiquiri. Hello? Is this on? A daiquiri. A grown man is asking me when the next time I will be free to meet with him to get a daiquiri? Oh, I thought daiquiris were only for girlfriends. Having a girls' night. Having a girls' day, party, brunch type of vibe. Not a whole man. Okay? And if you're going to ask me out on a date, ask me out on a motherfucking date. Not no daiquiri. What is a daiquiri? A daiquiri? I'm surprised he spelled that correctly. So he asked me, we can meet to get some daiquiris or something on a side note. What is this? Is this choir practice? What's on a side note? What's on the side? What are we meeting by the corner? Are we finding a little place to say hello to? Are we juveniles? Like, are we children? Are we teenagers? No. I'm 30. Did you forget what I said? And I'm going to harp on this age that I'm in because I feel like a bad bitch, right? Ooh, I'm 30. New decade, who it is? And I feel like, come at me correct, dog. Even though I'm not interested in you, right? Even though my eggs are somewhere else. Come at me correct. Make me even possibly consider talking to you. Like, okay, he came at me correct enough. Let me go ahead and see what's going on over here. Let me go ahead and see what's going on at this daiquiri shop. You know, like, come at me confidently enough, so much so that I feel like, you know what, I'm interested. Let me see what this man's about. Okay? But you coming at me with this, like, scary energy. Oh, we could, like, meet and get some daiquiris or something. You gotta get a daiquiri. No, the fuck I don't. What is a daiquiri? Huh? You get daiquiris when you're, like, you know, you about to drive home and you want to stop real quick and grab some on your way home. You don't get daiquiris for a first date with a man. A man. Or something on what else is available for us to do on a side note? Okay. So, and then he ends off with, I also wouldn't mind doing your first of all, no one like, when I tell y'all we briefly talked about my podcast, I don't remember bringing it up, but I'm sure I know I mentioned it. Like, oh yeah, I do a podcast. I have my own podcast. I said something very brief about it. Very brief. I wasn't talking about it like, man, I'm looking for more guests. Man, I'm looking to collaborate. I dead ass wasn't, like, I was not coming here to necessarily represent my podcast. I was just enjoying the show. So him saying I also wouldn't mind, I find that offensive because one, I never asked you. I never was over here inquiring to see if you're available to do my podcast. I wasn't waiting on pins and needles to see, man, I hope he wouldn't mind doing my pod. Like, nigga, relax. Okay, so let's get into my response. I'm like, okay, that's so sweet. Thank you. So I explained that, although I am, I know I told you that I don't technically have a boyfriend, but there is someone who I am talking to, and I just want to be, transparent about that. Because I like to be straightforward and just like keep it what, like, look, sure, I may not have a boyfriend technically, but there's someone who I am actually very interested in. And that's the truth. That's it. Someone who I do have feelings for, and that's just, my heart is a little tied up. Just keeping it 100, okay? So I end off and say, but yeah, sure, it'll be great if we could meet up. So I'm trying to keep it light, like, hey, sure, I'm free next week. Sure, let's meet up. And again, I'm thinking, okay, you know what? He clearly is feeling me, but maybe if I lay the bricks down for the boundaries, that he won't try to do too much. And me starting off by saying the whole, well, I have feelings for someone, hopefully that could be enough for him to just relax and not do too much, right? So that was all of my intent in my head. Like, okay, well, this is my intent. I still want to see what connections he could create or something. So I'm thinking, okay, let me just keep it like that. So then here he goes. He says, LOL, I have a real alpha mentality. And let me just stop because there's more. I'm just going to stop right here at this point and really analyze this line. LOL, I have a real alpha mentality. I think the best way to get my pussy dry is to say you're an alpha man. The best way to get my pussy dry is to say you're an alpha man. Oh, okay. So you like hitting women? Okay, so you like that's with alpha. I'm an alpha man. I'm this macho man. Why do you need to announce that? Right? You're a man. I'm not saying all men hit women, but the point is, excuse me. The point is, there is no point to announce yourself. There is no point to try to play up yourself like, oh, I'm this real macho man and no one's going to. That is so unattractive. Like, ew. You're what? You're an alpha man? You're not a sigma? You're not an omega psi-phi? Shout out to Boulder. But there is disturbing to me. It's disturbing to me. Don't say anything about alphaness. I have an alpha mentality. I feel like every man should have a strong mentality. You saying the word alpha to it adds this whole macho, misogynistic. It just has a negative connotation that it doesn't suit you well, and it's not giving you points. So he says, LOL, I have a real alpha mentality. So please don't mistake my confidence for cockiness. Oh, here we go. Oh, shut up. But he says, let me say this. It's something very good. Hold on. LOL, I have a real alpha mentality. So please don't mistake my confidence for cockiness. But that's gonna change. I can feel your frequency and it matches my wavelength. Nigga, what the are you on the sea? Are you in the ocean? I can feel your frequency and it matches my wavelength. Not trying to sound corny or none, but I'm for real. He says FRL, but that means for real, just FYI. And he says nothing, like NUN, like none. So I don't know if this nigga is from the roots. Him, like, is he from under the tree? Is like what side of town are you from? Why are you talking like this to me? So he's not cocky. He's confident because he has an alpha mentality. He knows without a doubt because our frequency matches. That's his way. And he had the nerve to add 2 laughing face emojis. And he's not trying to sound corny. Nigga, this is the corniest shit in the world. Okay? Stop. I'm not, pussy is already dry. Once you said you have a real alpha mentality. And he didn't just say alpha, he said real alpha mentality. Okay. Oh, so you a real misogynist, not just you're a real misogynist. Got it. Good to know. You know what Maya Angelou says, when someone tells you who they are, believe them. Will do. So I respond like, okay, I respect that. Okay. So he says, and I'm not gonna say I don't have friends too, cause I'll be lying, but I haven't met someone like you, LOL. But I'ma stop while I'm ahead before I put my foot in my mouth. I haven't met someone like you. Nigga, shut the fuck up. You met everyone like me. Everyone is like me. You met me before. We've met. Sorry, I never met him. So we go on and on. Okay. So anyway, let's get to the how everything just fell apart for him. Okay? So he hits me up a few days later and he'll try to start conversation here and there. Conversation game was wag. I wasn't really interested anyway because, like I said, my egg has already been placed in another basket. And he's so he finally asked me, hey, I purposely saved pictures of this conversation because I needed to debrief it on this episode. So just give me a second as I pull it up. So he goes on to say how he asked me if I'm free. One day he asked me if I'm free. Hold on, where is it? There we go. Boom, boom, boom. I saved it. Good. Okay, so he says, hey, what are you doing today? WID. Okay, so again, grammar annoyed already. So he says, no, so I say, hey, I'm running some errands today. What about you? And let me just be very honest with y'all. I wasn't doing shit. No, let me be honest. No, I was running errands, but I was like, I feel like, when, like, if you like somebody, regardless if you're busy, you're not really that busy for that person, right? Like, if Freckles Bay was to be like, oh, what are you doing today? Nothing. I'm waiting for you. Like, when you're ready for someone or you really just want to spend time with one person or said person, whoever, you make time. So I've always been the believer of you make time for who and what you want, for real, for real. But whatever. So I'm like, oh, I'm running some errands today. I definitely could have made time for him if I wanted to, but I didn't, obviously. So he says nothing, wanted to see if you wanted to link up. Again, I'm annoyed because what is this? What is this link up shit? If you want to come towards me with this energy that you're interested and you feel like we're on the same frequency, same wavelength, we're on the same radio show, like whatever the fuck it is, then be confident and stand in your shit. So I say, and mind you, this is a piece of advice that I want to give to every man out there who's listening. Thank you for listening. I say it helps if you let me know in advance. I can't do last minute link ups. And let me tell you why this is so important. It's important because I don't like and I don't appreciate last minute plans. And I wouldn't even say plan. It's really just a last minute thought. You rolled over after taking a nap and you decided, hey, let me hit up Maxine and see if she's ready to link up. That's disrespectful to me, my time, my value, my worth. I feel like when you hit up somebody last minute to link up, it shows me your lack of care. It shows me your lack of effort. Make a plan with me. Ask me, hey, what are you doing Friday? I would love to take you out. Here's the place that we're going to because you told me you love seafood. You know, like, tell me, show me you're listening. Show me you heard me. Show me you heard that I love artsy fartsy stuff. Show me you listen when I said I really enjoy cooking and good food. Oh, let's go to this cooking date where you get to cook one-on-one with the chef. And it's a date and this is cute. Like, I like stuff like that. I haven't been to stuff like that before. I've seen it on Groupon. I've seen it on TV. I would love to do something like you're in an actual chef's kitchen and you're with your man or your date and you're cooking this specific meal. There's effort, there's thought, there's care put into that. And that's the energy I like. Don't hit me up on some, you want to link up? No, I don't. I don't want to link up. I don't want to link up in 2 hours. Obviously, I know, let's get to his response. Let me just get to his response. Okay. So I say, let me just repeat it again. I say, it helps if you let me know in advance. I can't do last minute link ups. This is not rude. I feel like if you're a man, if you are, again, let me just continue to analyze this because if you're a man, and I'm saying that with such purpose here because there are boys who portray that they're men, right? When a boy is saying, a man who's appearing to be let's say it this way. A boy who's appearing to be a man say, oh, I have a real alpha mentality. It tells me that you're trying to like be this person, right? You're trying to be this respectable, honorable, macho, no one could disrespect me type of man. And I feel like if you already are that, you don't have to announce yourself. You walk into a room, you walk into that room. You know, when I go somewhere, I go somewhere. I don't go somewhere and be like, hi, I'm the type of woman who, no. You just walk in and let people feel you. Let people feel your energy, your presence. Okay? So that was already annoying when he said that initially. So, okay, cool. And let me just go back to this. This is me giving you advice. I wasn't being rude. I wasn't trying to dog you. But if you're an insecure boy, you're going to take this the wrong way, okay? So again, I say it helps if you let me know in advance. I can do last minute link ups. He says, he meant to say me right there, but he didn't. This is letting you know in advance. I wasn't speaking at this exact moment, was talking about later tonight. Duh. You think I really thought you wanted to meet in 2 minutes? Huh? You think I really thought, man, how can I go downstairs and get an Uber or drive my car to his location in the next 10 minutes? No. Obviously, I knew you meant sometime later today. Regardless, it is inappropriate for me. Look, there are other women who are fine with it. A lot of women are not, though. Let's just be very clear. If you're a grown woman in your 30s, let me just say that at least. You're not interested in a man who just wants to suddenly link up with you 2 minutes after they text you. Like, that's not cute to me. It's actually lazy, it's pathetic, it's weak, it's just not attractive at all. So I explain, I say, I'm saying hitting me up on the day of is not letting me know in advance. Very clear. Hitting me up on the day of meaning the day of when you would like to see me, is not letting me know in advance. What were you doing the day before? Huh? What were you doing the day before? Why did you hit me up the day before to plan for today? What is this whole spontaneity type of shit? I remember Boston Babe would do the same dumbass shit, and I will always be ready for him. Always. Even when I wasn't really available, I made myself available because, again, you make time for who you want, right? And I made time for him. Every time he wanted to link up, an hour before us linking up, I was just, okay, I'm free. Let's go right now. And if I didn't respond quick enough, then suddenly he wasn't free anymore. Suddenly he couldn't respond quick enough, and we didn't end up linking up that day. It was just horrible, this horrible cycle of this poor communication, lack of consideration, all of that. So seeing this play out in subtle ways with this actor nigga, I felt like, okay, this is just a triggering moment, and I do not want to even open the door for this. So I explain very clearly, hitting me up on the day of is not letting me know in advance. That's not letting me know in advance. He then responds, he said, if you can't, you could just say that. And I'm saying that in that tone because I feel like that's how he typed it. If you can't, you could just say that. Okay. What? Are you not hearing what I'm saying? Instead, and here's how this is annoying for me, because instead of responding like, oh, I understand. Hey, well, are you free tomorrow? Are you free Friday after 7 or at 7? Let's do X, Y, and Z, right? Instead of just saying that, you then want to retort. Like, this is not a retort. This is not a session. We're not in a batting range. We're not playing tennis. What are we doing? I'm letting you know a piece of advice. Hey, and here's what doesn't work for me. Maybe this worked for previous girlfriends, previous persons you dated. But me, who's not even interested in you like that, I'm just trying to see, this could be a networking opportunity for me. I'm just letting you know, hey, this is not something that I'm interested in as far as hitting me up and expecting me to be available or wanting or desiring for me to be available. It's a lack of maturity. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a lack, and it's a lack of maturity. Let me just say that. It's a lack of maturity. So him responding that way just again proved to me, oh, he's really immature. He's really a boy appearing to be a man, and I'm just not going to even entertain. One thing about me, I'm going to say what I need to say, and I will go the fuck away. I won't go back and forth with you. I will not go sideways with you. I'm not going left and you go right. No. I'm walking out of this equation. There's no me anymore. My ghost is even gone. There's no shadow of me. You will not see me, hear from me anymore. I'm not interested in engaging in discourse with you after I've already said what I said. There's no need for me to repeat myself when I speak specifically, clearly, and concisely. Okay? So when he said, if you can't, you can just say that, immediately I felt the energy and I knew it was just time for me to end it right then and there. So I say, you're being combative, period. This isn't going to work, period. And what I mean by this, I just simply mean this conversation, this pending relationship that you hope for, this networking opportunity that I was solely interested in, this isn't going to work because I'm not going to do this back and forth with you. I'm letting you know what works and what doesn't, and you responding to me the way that you are, this is combative. I'm not eager to fight with you. We're not at war. I'm not trying to battle you out. I'm not here to say the last word. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What? So here we go with the defense. So and mind you, when I say what I say and I go. Okay? So I was not going to respond regardless of what he says in response. So he says, LOL. What the fuck is so funny? What the fuck is standing your shit? What is the LOL? What is that? LOL, I say, you know how there's this like meme going around, like, tell me you were raised in the 90s without telling me you was raised in the 90s. And then you have like a gigapet or what is it? I don't know. Those little like keychain games I used to have. I think it was called Gigapet, something like that. Oh, you show a picture of Gigachu. You show a picture of Sailor Moon. You show something that's reflective of the 90s, right? This is an example of tell me you're an insecure nigga without telling me you're an insecure nigga. Oh, he's an insecure nigga because he says LOL in a smiley face. He's an insecure nigga because he can't really stand in his response. Okay? So he says, LOL, 2 laughing emojis. That's on, he meant to say you right there. That's on you. It was a yes or no question. You probably right though. He didn't say probably, he said probably. Right though. And what bothers me about this is that, just 2 or 3 days ago, you was talking about we're on the same wavelength, we have the same frequency. I know, what you said about old boy is gonna change because me and you, we on the same wavelength, and I need a woman like you by my side and something special about you. But as soon as I let you know how to speak to me, as soon as I let you know how to approach me with an idea, with a desire to meet up and link up with me, oh, you probably right though. It's not gonna work out. You probably right though. Nigga, go to hell. Go to hell. You probably. Oh, I am. I'm right. Not probably, nigga. I am right. I saw the future. This isn't it. This isn't it. And then he had the nerve to end off by saying, I'm not pressed, sweetheart. Oh my gosh. And this brings me back to Boston Bay. This is Boston Bay in another form. This is the devil, okay? Boston Bay will call me sweetheart when he's trying to be rude. Like, not in an endearing way. Sometimes he'll say it in an endearing way, but he'll do it definitely at times to trigger me and to make me angry. So he says, I'm not pressed, sweetheart. You just fucked up. And he says fucked up has in, there's no K. There's a Fucced. So you fussed up, okay? That's really what he said. And I sit there and I read this. I'm thinking like, wow, like this is really someone who I just met, who I thought was going to be a great networking opportunity. And now he ends off this exchange by saying these words to me. And it just makes me realize like, wow, like you really like... And like I didn't know him enough to really pin him out, right? We didn't have an in-depth conversation, like, whatever. So this is clearly who he is. I wasn't like disturbed. I really felt red flags. It's fine. But it just makes me realize like, damn, if I was someone who was really insecure, right? Thank God I'm not anymore. But if I was really that girl, and I would really be so harping on his last words to me, thinking, oh my gosh, he was the only way for me to get into this door, into this field that I'm interested in, and now I fucked up. What if he was a bad man? Like, I was literally just thinking about like, wow, the old me would really be pressed, would be the one who's pressed, would be the one who's like upset and X, Y, and Z. And I think about like, this nigga's not even real. Like, he's not even really doing what he said he's supposedly doing. And that's why I said what I said earlier about alleged writing career and alleged this and alleged that. You being all hush-hush about me being excited for you and this writing opportunity made me realize you're not really who you say you are. You want to be so badly. And I'm not a shiesty person. I'm not a petty person. I don't wish ill will on... Well, some niggas I do. Some niggas I do wish it will towards. Some niggas I don't wish any type of success for you. I want you to fail. Some niggas I do. Some niggas I do, and that's okay. But for him, it was just someone like this exchange did not need to go this far. Like, you did not need to react the way you did, right? You did not need to speak to me the way that you did. You did not need to blow up so quickly. The way that you did at that, it just further proves my point. And it further made me realize, okay, I'm glad that I said what I said and I made it plain and clear and I did not respond, because I know he was probably like, not even probably, I know it was eating him up that I'm not responding. I'm not going back and forth with him and X, Y, and Z. But it bothered me because, like, it slightly bothered me because I'm thinking, like, wow, like this was someone who appeared to be someone who's open and, like cool enough for me to even want to exchange contact with in hopes of getting this networking opportunity, and to just instantly flip. It's just actually just kind of disturbing, actually. Sometimes you don't know, and obviously I didn't know him, right? But it just disturbs me that, sometimes people could just flip on you. Sometimes people just act like they're interested in helping or interested in being a resource in some way, and they show up, and if you don't give them the response that they desire, they will just show up and show out. And it just reminds me, not to make it a bigger deal, but it just reminds me of the Me Too movement. Honestly, I'm not to say that he raped me or anything, or he touched me inappropriately, but if you don't do what the casting call coach or the director or whoever is in charge, then an opportunity is missed for you or whatever. And I see it also like, well, what's for me is for me, and God will open doors for me wherever I'm needed. Like, there is a table set before my enemies. I don't fear, right? I'm not upset. I'm not questioning. I'm not wondering. I'm just like thinking these thoughts out loud. So that's why you're hearing it. But it just makes me realize some more that you really can't depend on man. And I'm saying man has just a general figure. You can't depend on man to possibly bring you towards something. Like, that's really just on God. And I just feel like, wow, I was putting a lot of pressure in my mind thinking this was someone who could bring me towards an opportunity that I want for myself, when instead, no, God will open doors however he does, and I'm fine either way. So, nigga, you fucked up. At the end of the day, that's all I wanted to say. This honestly was going to be a quick story. It's a whole hour. I have more to talk about. But I just think this is just very it's very telling to just like when you tell people how to talk to you, how to approach you, you have to keep in mind some people won't like what they hear, right? Some people won't like the way you want them to approach you. Some people will be upset and feel like, oh, I can't be manipulative anymore. So I can't try to get her the way I want to get her. I can't try to get her under my grasp. And they see it as a way to attack, a way to put you down, and a way to make you feel like you missed out, when in the actuality it's the other way around. I think it's just actually very laughable, because when you tell people who you are and what the fuck you will or will not tolerate, you have to keep in mind some people will be for it and some people won't. And those who are not for it, you have to adjust accordingly. So that is just a lesson learned to anybody. Don't give your number out to niggas who say, let's go out for daiquiris. That's the tweet. That's it. That's the end of the podcast. I just wanted to end off like that. And don't give out your number to anybody who said, we could go get some daiquiris. Don't give out your number to anybody who said, let's link up today, and it's the same day that they hit you up. Don't give your number out to anybody who said we could meet up on a side note. Nigga, shut up. What? Don't give anybody a number who said we're on the same wavelength. What? Are we in the radio? Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay? Okay, so needless to say, he's blocked, and that's that. So, I did not expect for this story to be an hour. Hope you are you entertained? Okay, let's end off real quick. I do want to talk about these ATL shootings that has taken place in the Stop Asian Hate hashtag movement that's going on. And my heart does go out to the lives lost, the families and the loved ones of the victims to this senseless shooting. What I want to focus this conversation on is sexual oppression. Sexual oppression is the focus for me right now, okay? And I'm saying that because this serial killer, he decided to kill Asian women, Asian masseuse workers, because, child, I'm prepping you guys into it. He decided to kill these women because he says he has this affinity, this obsession towards Asian women. And he felt like in order to to handle and control his sexual deviancy towards these women, this demographic of women, he felt like it was in his best interest to go ahead and shoot and kill them. And I want to see if I could pull up a quote that he may have said and see what the hell he's talking about. But from what I've learned and the evidence that I've gathered, he just felt this strong attraction towards towards Asian women, and felt like there we go. This is it. Okay, so he basically felt this attraction towards them and felt like this was his best way to fight against it. And I'm finding a hard time finding the quote. But I just want to talk about sexual oppression and why sexual oppression could possibly lead to misbehavior. For lack of better words, misbehavior is what I want to say, because misbehavior is the umbrella, and under the umbrella is pedophilia, rape, molestation. And I want to focus on that in particular, because a lot of times those who rape, those who molest, those who sexually abuse people, whether it's children, women, whomever, are those who have been taught to oppress, really, and repress, or actually, those who have been taught to really just put down their sexual desires, and made to believe that their desires are unholy and disturbing and disgusting, and all these things. And obviously, desiring a child as an adult is disturbing, right? That doesn't need to be said. The point of what I'm saying is that when you put your hand over something so hot, you put your hand over a pot and you're not properly guarded, you don't have the right equipment over your hand, and your hand gets hot. Eventually your hand's gonna burn. You're gonna get this mark. You're going to want to massage this burn, this sensation. And this is exactly what happens when you are an individual who has been raised to believe that any sexual desire, any sexual expression is of the devil. And I'm bringing it to the church at this point because I want to just make it clear that purity culture is a scam. And I'm saying we as Christians and we as believers, when we like to say stuff like, because I remember growing up, I remember having a conversation with my fellow church folks, and we were talking about this couple that got married because they just could not stop having sex with each other, and they were just so ashamed and so just stricken with fear and just shame and stigma, because they desired each other so much sexually. So they decided to just go ahead and get married because they thought marriage would fix their sexual desires, that marriage will suddenly just calm that down, when it actually doesn't. When you get married for the wrong reason, at least, it shows all the reasons why this was the wrong idea. It shows all the reasons why you are not healed and you're still struggling with X, Y, and Z. So, okay, cool. You're having sex. And I think and there's a verse, and I'm not going to pull it up right now, but there's a verse in the Bible that talks about, like, if you're struggling with sexual immorality, which is the umbrella. So anything underneath that is masturbation, fornication, just anything, sex outside of marriage, all of that. If you're struggling with that, the best way to heal or to fight against that, to win against that, is to just go ahead and get married, because at least you're married and you're having sex under the confinement that God wants you to have sex in. So there's a verse somewhere in the Bible that says that. Not in those words, obviously. I paraphrased it, but it's the same message. And that is a lot of the mentality that is had and that I was raised to believe growing up. You know, a lot of women that I know got pregnant prior to getting married. And the solution was, well, go ahead and get married. Marry that man who you're pregnant by. Marry that man who decided to have sex with you and not marry you. And now you're having his child out of wedlock. Marry that man. And that was always an issue because it's like, no, I just wanted to fuck. I didn't want to marry him. I just wanted to fuck, and I just so happened to get pregnant, right? But the logic was, well, at least you're under the confinement of marriage, and the marriage, getting married just washes it away. Getting married washes the fact that you're pregnant, and you're pregnant out of wedlock. Getting married washes the fact that you're about to have a baby and you don't have a ring on your finger. Getting married washes the fact that you're not gonna be a baby mama if you don't get married. Oh my God, you don't want to be a baby mama, right? Marriage somehow washes it away. And that is the same mentality that people have, a lot of Christians have towards any sexual desires, right? I don't want to go down this rabbit hole. Let me just go down this rabbit hole real quick. There's a lot of gay people who are married to the opposite sex that let me not. But there is just a lot of this misconception. Let me just say that. Misconception that getting married fixes it all. It is a solution. It is the way. It's the truth, the light. To the point where marriage is so idolized. Like, damn, at this point, I don't want it. Like, I don't want that. You know, there is this idolization towards marriage because it fixes things all of a sudden. When I've seen a lot of marriages and I just don't see a fix. I don't see happiness. I don't see peace. I don't see love. I don't see what is said to be seen. I see a scam. I'm not saying marriage is a scam, but I see a lot of times people saying marriage is the fix when I haven't seen that example. So this idea that marriage is the fix, the idea is the scam. That's what I'm saying is the scam. Purity culture is the scam. Okay? So all of that to say, when we don't recognize or don't find ways to express our sexual desires, when we push something so deep down in ourselves, some people, not everybody, will express it in ways that are so dangerous. And that way could lead to rape. It could lead to molestation. It could lead to pedophilia. It can. Okay? It could lead to people, some men, some women, developing an addiction towards pornography. And then, I want to see this pornography scene play out in real life. I'm babysitting this child next week and this is a great opportunity. Like, if you think like that, if you are mentally deranged, right? And it's not to say that, sometimes people like to dismiss mental health and mental disability and say, we like to excuse white male killers by saying they have a mental problem. I understand that argument. I really do. I think aside from that argument, because yes, I get how it's dismissive, but aside from that argument, when we are doing something that is disturbing, to say the least, that is dangerous, that is harmful, I think there is always a mental defect. There is something happening in your mind that is not normal, that is not okay, that is making you think it's normal to behave this way, that is making you think it's normal to act this way, to perform this act. Then that is a mental defect. There is something mentally wrong with you, And to be able, and people could say, well, there's some people, some killers, some serial killers, some serial rapists who they don't appear that way. They don't appear to be scary or the typical killer. They don't appear to be unapproachable or weird or awkward. They appear to be that next door neighbor, very friendly, a deacon in the church. There appears to be all these great characteristics or, descriptors, when they be the ones killing, raping, slicing you down. And when we like to, tend to dismiss the mental capacity and when I think about Ted Bundy, let's talk about Ted Bundy real quick. He is a fairly attractive white man, especially during that time when he was killing, slicing people, women up and down. He was full of hair. He had this swag about him, nice smile and zest. You would never strike him to be a killer. You would never strike him to be a rapist. You would never. But obviously he was. And he grew up in an environment, he grew up in a way that chalked him up. It explains his behavior. Yet he was able to pivot from this killer to this man who was seemingly a good guy. This man who was seemingly approachable and just very chill and relaxed and looks like a great boyfriend, a great husband to have. You know how many killers are family men? Rapists are family men. And it just it's just kind of scary because of the world that we lived in for so long. And now we are moving out of this. Well, many people are moving out of this purity culture, this purity mindset, and this whole idea that marriage fixes it all. But there's a lot of us who are still in that mindset. There's a lot of us who still has that residue, and there's a lot of unlearning that needs to be done. And because of that oppression, because of that sexual oppression, this could very well lead to another person doing something that is ungodly, just not good, okay? And so when we think about, because I know a lot of people are saying, oh, wow, we're trying to dismiss the act, his heinous act, sexual oppression. Like, people are dismissing that as if this is not even a point. And sure, I'm not trying to dismiss the calamity of what he did. I just think this is a great opportunity to talk about sexual oppression. It's a great opportunity to really sit down with ourselves and discover what is it that has been put down from our ability to express. What is it? And let's figure out ways to finally express those things in a healthy way so that eventually one day we snap and turn into someone who's a killer, who's a rapist, who's X, Y, and Z. We have to realize that there has been a history and a generation of folks who have been oppressed from sexual liberation. And because of this, there is this now killer who has killed 8 Asian women because he has sexually desired them and they have been the focus of his sexual temptations. And instead of maybe just, going to the bathroom real quick and, nothing one quick on Asian pornography sites or Asian pornography magazines, he thought it was in his best interest to go to massage parlors where he knows Asians will be at and kill them. So I think there needs to be better education, better conversation, better upbringings around sexuality, around sexual conduct. Child, it's just a lot. It's a lot of unlearning that needs to be done. Because again, I think it really starts with the home, the church, the schools. But yeah, just nut one out and you're fine. Again, I'm not trying to dismiss what's been done, but this is a great opportunity to talk about sexual oppression and how, to say the least, how problematic it is when you are oppressing your sexual desires. And of course, I'm not talking about, if you're desiring children, then go to hell. But generally, like, say if you are someone who desires the same sex, but you have been oppressed from sharing that, you have been oppressed from expressing that, and you turn out to be someone who likes to experiment with children because you never had the opportunity to experiment when you was a child to your peers because you was raised in church that if you did, you're gonna go to hell. And now you're uncomfortable as an adult doing it to other adults, but you feel this power and this superiority now that you're a teacher or you're a coach, and there's these kids around you who idolize you because you are a great coach. And now you thinking, oh, this is a great opportunity to go ahead and molest that little boy. Oh, child, this is an uncomfortable conversation, I understand. So if you're cringing, I'm here. I'm here with you. But we have to talk about these things. We do. It's uncomfortable. We have to talk about it. I don't want to sit in a room full of elephants and not point out the elephant. Let's ride the elephant. Let's talk about these things because we will have more killings if we continue to sexually oppress people. That's my take. All right. Anyway, I'm out, y'all. Goodbye. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of God Built This Podcast with your host, Maxine. Be sure to leave a review, give me 5 stars, and of course, subscribe. Also, follow God Built This Podcast on Instagram at God Built This Pod. God bless.